Hey guys, if you can give me just a minute, I will be ready. I am really behind today. Really, really, really behind. Okay, can you guys hear me? Hey Sue, hey Bonnie, hey Jamie, hey Joanne, hi Hetty, Claudia, Stacy, Sharon. Our weather's starting to cool down a little bit, not much. I think it reached 80 today anyway. Yeah, we have that Hurricane Michael coming in. It's supposed to affect us, so we shall see. Yay, I have a new mic. Hi, everybody. Um, hey, Vicky. Hey, Kathy. Hey, Karen. Hey, Disa. Linda. Sharon. No, I doubt I get evacuated. I'm in Hampton, Georgia. I am south around Griffin and Sunnyside. We generally get some bad weather sometimes, tornadoes and things like that. But usually, as the crow flies, the Atlanta Motor Speedway is about a mile from me, and that's usually where they send all the evacuees. So hopefully they don't try to evacuate us. So I think we'll be fine here. Um, I mean, if they do, they do. So we don't know how strong it'll be. We won't know until it gets a little closer in. I think they said around Wednesday, but it's supposed to just kind of hang there. So we're supposed to get about 3 days of really bad weather. It just hasn't hit yet. Okay, you guys make sure that you visit Bee's Creations. She has a Facebook page. She is one of our patrons, and she does support us, and I thank you for that, Beatrice. And we also have Sammy's Unique Gifts. Thank you, Sammy. I appreciate you too. And we also have Amanda Niemeyer. She is also in all of our groups, and she is our Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. And if you want to be featured on any of the videos, make sure that you support me on Patreon so that we can give you a shout out as well. Okay, and let's go over to Design Space. Well, actually, I think I'll go over to the project camera and show you guys a little bit about what's been going on this week. Hi, Deborah. Hey, Joan. I have been busy this week. I ran out of time. My craft room, I am in the middle of reorganizing my craft room because I have some special videos that I have to shoot, and I have to get my craft room in order so it looks nice behind me. So I've been really busy. Here is something that I've been working on. I'm not finished with it. This is my mock-up, but when this is finished, it will have a sleeve around it. And you'll be able to make this whether you have an Explorer or a Maker, and you can use chipboard or you can use cereal box, either one. But the way that this is going to work once I get it put together and fitted correctly, when you pull this out of the sleeve, this lid is going to automatically lift up for you guys. So that's going to be a pretty cool little box when I get it done. So don't think because you haven't seen me on Facebook that I'm neglecting you guys. I seriously am not. I've been really busy. Oh, you're welcome. And let's see. Hey, is that Agent? I'm sorry if I pronounce your name wrong. I don't mean to slaughter it. I really don't. You haven't missed anything, really. We just got started. The Patreons live video showed how to make this card this past Saturday. If you are not a Patreon supporter, you can get this file by supporting me on Patreon. And this is a rip card, and I have two versions in there, one without a window, one with a window. They peel this back, and then they can take their gift card out. So that is one of the cards that we did this week. This is the other one. And this is my mock-up, guys. So there's a couple of little boo-boos on this one. I have worked to get this going. So I had to do a little repair on it. And this is how my whole week has gone. You guys want to laugh? Not only did I put it on the wrong way, I put it on upside down too. That's been my whole week. But when you use the lever on this card, it opens up a shutter. And I know that there are some shutter cards out there, but that is made for the inside of the card. So when they open it up, the shutter opens up. As a matter of fact, I have one, I think, in the explosion box. I haven't done a full-size card in the files yet, but I have it in the works. But this one has three pieces that move on it, and it's more like a camera shutter. So, yeah, it's just, this is a mock-up, thank goodness. I would be so upset if I was actually making that for someone, which I usually try to give them away, but I can't give that one away. But anyway, I have my pieces cut, and I'm going to show you guys how to put that together. But because this was a free SVG that I found online, okay? And I have uploaded that free SVG to the design file tab. I cannot find where the card originally originated from. I just kept looking for the SVG, and I finally located the SVG and downloaded it, but there's really not any information there. There's no information in the SVG file. There's just nothing there. So I don't know who to give credit to, but it's a good file. There's a couple of little things that I want to try to fix when I have more time and design space. But I haven't gotten to it yet. Like, I think that they had made this file to be cut and sent out for somebody to make, like in a kit. I don't know, because it's got strategic places where it's connected, and I didn't take mine out of the place how I cut it, and I'm going to show you guys how to set the file up so you can use it. But I left mine in here just so you could see. You have to be extremely careful with these pieces right here. Taking that tab off right there, you need to be very careful not to rip it off, because I cut this card 3 times, and 3 different times I made a boo-boo at some point in the card. But just be careful with the pieces, and like I said, there are strategic places, and I had to use my knife to cut some of these places, but some of them were fine. And we're going to get into that in a minute, but I'm going to show you first how to set the file up. So let's transition over to Design Space. And you will see on the screen that I have mine up and it's sized and everything already. You guys don't have that. because you're just now getting the file. So I am just going to hide this, and we're going to pretend I don't have it until I get ready to get to the sizes, because I don't want to have to go through all of that again, because it took me a while to get everything correct. Hey, Wanda. So once you have gone to craftingwithapril.co to the design tab, and you have downloaded your SVG and you have saved it to your desktop or wherever it is that you save your SVG, your downloads folder, you're going to come into Design Space, and you're going to have a new project, and you're going to click Upload and Upload. And then you're going to either browse or you're going to drag and drop your image. And I have mine on my desktop, so I'm just going to drag and drop it in. And I tried to give this some kind of color, do something with it, because this is the way that it was built. I did not design this SVG. I don't know what program was used to design it. I have no clue. I don't know how to give that a solid color. So all we have are the cut lines. So it'll still work. It's not that big of a deal. And if you ever run into an SVG that you get like this, you'll know how to work with it. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to go ahead and use this tonight instead of trying to rework it. I did try to rework one in Design Space, and it wasn't going very well because these pieces are very technical. So if they're off a little bit, the card won't work. So we're going to hit Save after we bring it in. You're going to name it and tag it, and I'm just going to put Shutter on there. And I'm going to hit Save. And then it's going to be the first image once you've got it uploaded, and you're going to insert it. And this is the way that it looks. Hey, Sheila! Miss Sheila's here. So once you have that in there, you can see that there's nothing there but cut lines. And there's a couple of solid pieces, but we have to have those. So what we want to do is come in here, and the next thing we're going to do is select it, and we're going to ungroup. And then this piece should be grouped. Those should be, and then we want to ungroup these. And then all of that should be grouped. And I'm doing it that way because we need to size. And I'm going to align and center all of those till we have one size. I am going to try to remember, if anybody is not watching this video and they need it, I will have to open up my file to get the sizes for them. But we are going to size this to, let's see, let me find the one that I need. Here we go. We are going to size this at 6.041 and 4323. Oops, don't want to do it that way. Make sure you don't do it that way. Select it all and group it. I forgot to do that. And then we're just going to change this to 6041. Okay, let me hide that again. So now we have this sized. This is the only way I know to tell you guys how to size it, because like I said, I cut it 2 or 3 times before I could get my sizing like I wanted it. And if I'm correct and I sized it right, here's another way that you can do it. You can put in a circle and size it to 2 inches, I believe it was. Nope, that's still too big. I don't remember. But anyway, this is the size that you need for a 5x7 card. So just put everything together and size it to 6.041. Size everything together and you should be fine. The next step that you need to take is you need to get a shape. Grab a square. And you're just going to unlock it and stretch it. And let's change that to a color. Let's just go with teal today. And arrange and move it to the back. Now these are the working parts. So if you want your working parts to be a different color than the card front and base, then you need to make this piece and this piece that color. So let's, as a matter of fact, let me make this because I am doing gray for silver. Let's just go ahead and do that so you guys won't get confused and you'll know what pieces. So that's going to be gray, and I'm going to duplicate my square a couple of times. Select that and attach. Okay, and that piece is ready, it's done. Then we're just going to duplicate and move one to the side. We're going to stretch this one to fit that. Arrange, move it to the back. Select them and attach. It's all going to turn one color, and that's fine. We're going to do the same here. And attach. And you can make sure that they fit a little bit better in there if you want. It doesn't really matter. Arrange, move that to the back. You can just align, center, however you want to do it. Make your square smaller and attach. Now that card is ready to cut. So once you've done those steps, it's ready and you can cut it. All this out here is trash, but we have to have something to attach those score lines to, or the knife is just going to run around on our mat because there's nothing there but cut lines. But now we've attached it to a piece of cardstock. It's ready to cut. Now you can actually make this one piece and just put both of the lines on one piece if you want to. There are several different ways, and you can do the same here. But if you want to switch them up in different colors, then you need to have them on separate pieces of cardstock. Is everybody with me so far? And if you change this to black to match your card color, that's what it's going to look like, but the lines are there. If you look over here, you'll see that your cut lines are still there. You just can't see them when you change it to a black cardstock. So you just have to remember what color you're cutting your cardstock from. This and shared it with the file with you guys, but because it's an upload, I can't do that. So you will have to work with the SVG and work with what we have. Agent says she's never done that with a card before. I wish I could say that. I've done it more than one time. Put it on upside down and backwards. Usually it's just on backwards, but this time I really did it good with it upside down too. Okay, so now your file is ready, and when you hit make it, it's going to go over to the mat. And if you cut this all out of one color, it will cut on one mat, 112 by 12 sheet. I want to stress to you guys, please do not use a lightweight cardstock on this. If you do, it will not operate smoothly. You need a minimum 80 pound. I'm going to say, actually, I'm going to say 100. A little bit heavier than what Cricut cardstock is. The Cricut cardstock should work fine, but you're just going to have to be careful with it. So I'm using on mine some Recollections and some My Mind's Eye, and I believe it says it's 80 pound, but it's got like a plastic type coating on it, so it's a little easier to work with. So let's go over to the project camera. You can try, Sheila. I would do a mock-up before I did use some fancy to make sure that everything is going to work correctly for you. Because if you get too heavy, I tried to cut one out of watercolor paper, and you'll see here in a minute, I wasn't able to get my tabs in there without bending them up too badly. And then if you bend them up too badly, then the mechanism doesn't work. So you'll see, because there's only, actually, you guys aren't going to believe this. This whole card goes together with 3 strips of tearing tape. And that's it. There's no glue. There's no brads. There's no nothing. So I had seen this years ago, and I just never had the file. And when I found it, I was like, hey, I can't, let's do that. So I'm going to take you over now, and we're going to put it together. So, and here you can see this is how I attached mine. And I'm just going to break this away. And this is why I said, I don't know if I can fix this in Escal and then reissue it to you guys. But I think that it was set up as a kit, because you have all these little tips right here, just in strategic places where it doesn't cut loose. So I think that's what it was for. And if you have any of those that are sticking out, just kind of, I call them pennants or flags. You want to nip those off. Just depends on how fibrous your cardstock is. I mean, it's not much. It's just like a little tick. And then you're going to pull this centerpiece out. And that's trash. You don't need it. You can save it for something on another card as a decor. And this one I cut really close. But that's because I had a piece of scrap cardstock I just thought it would fit on, and it barely fit, but it did. I'm not going to worry too much about those. And then you want to punch out these pieces and pull them off. They're all trash. Just don't tear anything. Kind of be gentle with it. And I lift. Told you I was using my mind's eye. These are my colors cardstock from my mind's eye. And they do peel off easily if you get it started. That'll be good enough. So you want to punch out, there's 4 of these little half moon. And that's for your photo or image, whatever you want to put behind it. There are 4 of the half moon ones and 3 of these slots. So before I go any further, it didn't come with a photo size in there, so this has got to be cut down. And I made one that's right at 2 inches, 2 5/8. I'm going to trim that down, actually. Yeah, it's going to have to be trimmed down. You want to fit your photo in first and mark where it's going to go. I would say do a piece of cardstock before I did my photo. And that's fitting there. And I know that this is not exact because I ran out of time. It's plain and simple. It's still a little bit wide, but I'm going to live with it. It's in 3 of them. So that's approximately, guys, 2 5/8. by 1 5/8. I'm sorry, 1 7/8. 1 7/8. 2 5/8 by 1 7/8. So, and if it was cut perfectly square, it would fit in all 3 of these slots. So once you have that, you get your card, then you can just mark, because that's not going to be seen anyway. Well, it's not going to be seen because my pen didn't write on it. But you get it. You're going to put that in there and you're going to mark your lines. And that's where your photo is going to end up. So you need that as your guide. You can cut just a square photo, but you need to know where their face is going to end up in the card. If I did that right. Yeah. Actually, this, I forgot to tell you guys, it's laid out to do where you don't have to put this on a card back, guys. The file, and I didn't notice this when I put the first one together. It is laid out so that you can just tear that apart because it's wrong anyway. It's laid out so that you don't have to have it on a card. You can give it just like this if you want, with just a flat panel on the back. You can contour out the panel and just put this on a card by itself. So this would be the actual card that you're giving. So your right side is actually going to be this way, to the back, the right side of your paper when it cuts, and then this. I almost forgot to tell you guys that. So, and it does matter, it does have a top and a bottom, so make sure that when you put your photo back in, you put it in the correct way. Like so. And mark it. My pen doesn't want to write. But that's that. Then you're going to take this piece and you're going to put a piece of tearing tape across that top, across this bottom, and along this side. Hey Tara, hey Kathy. Craft board, I don't think it will work, Wanda, and you guys are about to see why it won't work with the heaviers. I'm going to say no more than 100-pound cardstock, and that's iffy. So now you have the back of it ready. You have your photo piece ready, and then you have the front. So when you've got this piece, you're going to take those tabs and you're just going to bend them inward. Okay, just like that. And you're going to set that to the side. You're going to take these little pieces here and you're going to fold those tabs, and there may be a little tick on those that you need to break loose. And you're going to fold those upward. You don't need much of a bend on them, just fold them upward. And I'm hoping that this cardstock that I used with this slick stuff on it's going to work for me. I hope it's not too flimsy. But even if it doesn't work, you guys will see how it goes together. It does work with the mind's eye. Oops, I just ripped it. It'll be okay. So you've got all of these bent up just like this. You just need them sticking up. You don't need to do anything differently at this time. So then you're going to take your first one, and in this curved slot right here, you can start with it, any of them, doesn't matter. You're going to put that piece in sideways and twist it so that it moves in that channel. Then you're going to take the second one and put it in the next slot, same way. And then the third one, same way. So you've got all 3 pieces right there, just like that. Then you're going to take this piece, and I hope I put this on right, where the notch is. Let me put some cardstock behind that so you guys can see it. Where that notch is, that's where this goes, but you're going to have to rotate this until it gets to the holes. Then you're going to lay that down with those little prongs sticking upward. And you're going to fold your prongs back. Do not attempt to glue them. Don't attempt to glue any of this. If you do, card won't work. So we're just going to kind of flatten those out. Then you're going to pick it up carefully, hold everything in place. Make sure that everything is cohesive in the center here. You don't want it sticking out. You want everything lined up and these pieces folded back. Like that. And this is the trickiest part, guys. Well, I did glue them, so that's how I know. I don't even know if I could find that piece, but it definitely doesn't work if you do that. This is the tricky part. And I'm just going to start, and I'm going to try to show you guys. It's going to be hard to see on camera. You are going to run that piece under this piece. And it's really hard to explain. Let me see if I can tilt this sideways and show you guys. You're going to run it, maybe this will work. Each one of those prongs here, under this and under one of the mechanisms on each one. It's a little tricky. You can do it. I had better luck flipping mine over, just holding it and flipping it over. And then I just started with one and got it started. I didn't worry about the other two. Just like that. I hope you guys can see that on the camera. So that's tab number one. Well, I just pulled it out. That's tab number one. Okay, and then I'm holding that in there. And you can kind of bring it up here. You just don't want to pull out. See how I just pulled that out of there? Those tabs have to be in there. You can't pull those out. And I have a feeling that that cardstock is going to be too flimsy. I just have that feeling. Get back in there. It's a tricky little booger. Well, shoot. I did not have this much trouble when I did it earlier. But, of course, I'm on camera now, so. But this is exactly why you can't use the thicker cardstocks. You may be able to use it for the other piece. There we go. Got that one in. The back and the mechanism. But this piece definitely not. Because these tabs have to be in there. And I've got one. He's folded over in the wrong place. I've got two in. And almost had three. Yay! Okay. And once you've got all three in there, you want to hold this. Let me get something so you guys can see. You want to make sure that you've got it held together. And then you're just going to lift up slightly and peel your tearing tape. Press that one down and then spin it and get the long edge. The truth is about to reveal itself if that cardstock was too thin or not. I know that the mind's eye works, but I don't know about that Michael's Recollections. And then you've got those pressed together. And don't worry, if you got one that's out of place, you can still get to it from this side. And I do have one off because I only have two moving. You see that? So if you only have two moving, that means one of them are off. And there he is. So I'm going to go back in there and put him back in his spot. Once you have it in there and the card is working, you're good. It won't come back out. But I missed it when I did it. But as you can see, if you get them in there where they belong, I pulled that loose, didn't I? Oh, I can fix my card now. I think that Michael's specialty paper was just too thin. Because where the two prongs go into the hole, that's what pulled out on that one. This one works fine. So that's how it goes together, guys. It's a little tedious, but it's worth it. It's a nice little card. So you just have to work it. And like I said, I just pulled mine loose right there. And it's going to take some time. I'm not going to do it on camera. But I can pull this right back apart. And just, all I've got to do is put those two prongs in that hole. And then all three shutters will work. And you can see that one shutter isn't moving. And that's because it's not in its hole. See? The two prongs flattened out on me. So I'm going to say that this Recollections is just too thin and too flimsy for it because it collapsed on itself. But it's really not that bad once you get it in there. It's really easy. But it's really cute with a picture back there behind it. Really cute card. Or a message. I know, it was, Vicki, I had done one, I don't know, I want to say 5 or 6 years ago. So I knew how they went together. I just wasn't sure of the sizing to size that one. There's another one too, and I'll look for it. I have tons of files, guys. Most of them are in notebooks. I have to go through the notebooks and notes and things like that and find them. There's one that goes together that has 5 shutters in it, and it uses brads instead of the little prongs. And it goes together a little bit easier, but it's still basically the same mechanism. Oh, that would be cute, Bonnie. Put an eyeball on there, do a Halloween theme. So does anybody have any design space questions? Anybody have any problems with any of their projects this week? Hi, Leanne. I missed you coming in. Yeah, Leanne, the Recollections cardstock, what's happening on that one? Let me just pull it apart and show you because I can't use it like this anymore. These little tabs have to stay in there. That's what makes the shutters move. And they have to move freely. You can't glue them because they have to move in these tracks. And if you glue any part of it, then something's not going to move. And what's happening with this thin cardstock, it's just, and I mean, this is really thin, guys, because even when I tried to push these through, you can see it's coming apart. That's how thin it is. It's just, it has no substance to it. So, and when it's moving, it's pulling flat. Instead of holding it there, it's pulling flat and coming loose. My mind's eye, and I'm going to say your Cricut cardstock would be fine too. I just didn't want to use my Cricut cardstock on mock-ups. I just got this paper at a really good price, so I can use it for doing mock-ups. I'm going to say your craft board will work. You're just going to have to be very careful when not to break down your paper when you put it in there. And I broke down the paper on this one because I fiddled with it so much. But then you can put a tab in there that's a little bit larger, glued to that tab if you need to. And then maybe put some Nuvo drops or a decoration over it. That'll work too. Christmas felt ornaments using your Cricut Air Explorer. Yes, Stacy, you can do that. You need to bond the fabric first. The felt needs to be bonded so it will cut. That's a good idea, Karen. If you can, I would have to see and lay these out. I would have to I could probably pull this one apart while it's in the closed position and mark it where I wanted to put the photo. And that's what I would have to do, is I would have to lay them out closed on a photo and slice it and flatten it. And then it would show a picture right here. Then when you opened it up, another picture behind it. I think that's what you're asking me, where it changes images. You can do it. It's going to take a little work, but you can do it. You just want to, let's see if we can go over to Design Space and figure out how to do that. Let's see. Let me transition over so you guys can see. let's see. Let me rotate that 90 degrees. I don't need that piece, and I don't need that. Well, I might need that piece. I'm going to detach it. Okay. Arrange, move that to the front. Detach. And this is one time when contour just really doesn't work, because these are all these little bitty pieces, and these are why, see, they're not connected. I think I can fix that in Sure Cuts a Lot, so I will try when I get some time, but it still cuts fine for now. It's just you have to play with getting them out of the stack. I don't know if it's going to let me slice. It's not. Gonna have to use contour, so let's hide all contours and just bring these back. Yay, I only have one. Okay, so I need these separated in order to figure this out. This one is going to go see, that's the thing. Okay, in the closed position, where does it land? That's the question. That is the question. Let's see. I'm more of a visual. Okay, got it. Let's see. All right, when that is in this position and it's in its little track, flip that horizontal. That's what I need. So when it's in its track, that's where it's at. And then this one, when it's in its track, that's where it's at. Hey, I might have figured this out. And then when this one is in its track, that is where it's at. Okay, I don't know if you guys can see what I just did. I'm going to pull this out so you can see. The little tip on this is where it is at the end of this track right here. So you're going to have to line it up right there, if you can see that going on there, and that circle is completely open. Then when it closes, I'm just going to rip this one apart so I can see where they're at in their closed position. You guys get to see some of the design process. I'm pulling this off of there again so that I can see it. Okay. Okay, in the closed position, This is really weird. Let me go over and show you. Trying not to move it. That's where they're at in the closed position. So I would say to put this down and draw your circle. I moved one. You could actually glue one of these together to get your mock-up or some temporary tape. This is going to be right, left, top. You guys didn't know I was a mad scientist, did you? So your photo is going to have to be on this portion of the one on the right, on this portion on the one on the top, and on this portion for the one on the left. So that's, you're going to have to slice those out of your photo that way. That's basically what you're going to have to do. Let's see if I can kind of give you an idea about what you're going to have to do. It's going to be some work, but you can do it. Yeah, I mean, some of these things they just require that you waste a little bit of paper and things like that, but you can do it. I wonder if I align center. That's just a little too much overlap. That one's right. That one's more here. I may not have these twisted at the right angle either on the screen. Where they meet like they're supposed to on the card. Now you've got me to thinking. I would have to work on that one for getting the double one on there, Karen. That's going to take some work. I will need to do a couple mock-ups and figure out exactly how they have to be sliced with the photo. And if I can figure that out, I will post it for you. But that's going to take some work. That'll take me at least a day to figure it out and get it right. So for now, I'm going to stick with plain paper or a different color paper for the center. How do you get the window cling off the paper without it jamming all together? Well, actually, I haven't used window cling in 2 years. I'm trying to think. Doesn't the front of it stick to the window and then you can just pull away, or do you have to take it off like a transfer? You could mirror your image, I guess, and then peel back like you would on transfer tape. Let me show you. Let's pretend this is my window cling. and I mirrored my image. If you can't just stick it this way and then pull the backing off, because I have to get my cling out to check it, then I would mirror my image, and then I would pull this up and stick it to my window, and then reach underneath and pull away the backing so it sticks to the window that way. That's the way I would do it. So it's going to depend on how the cling goes up. Jamie, do you remember? It's the best I remember, you can just take the cling and stick it to the window. But I could be wrong. I can't remember if I mirrored. Like I said, I haven't used cling in 2 years. I have about 6 rolls of it, but I haven't used it. So that answers that. Either way, it's going to go up the same way. If you mirrored it, or if it will stick, the front of the cling will stick to the window, you're just going to press it, peel the backing off. If it won't, then you're going to mirror your image like you would on a heat transfer, and then pull it loose, stick part of it, and then peel the backing off and let it stick. That's the way I would do it. To me, that's just easier. So we have that. What was the other question? Somebody else asked a question. If you couldn't get the web part to go on, Sheila, you might want to try I would use either some Windex or something like that, and just do a very, very, very light mist and kind of squeegee it down a little bit. Yeah, I do my transfer tape like that too. So it's just easier for me, especially with the big designs, or if you're putting it on a window or a wall. Karen made my brain think. Okay. So let's see. Tara snuck in on us too. Hey, Tara. Didn't see you come in. Lucy Stevens. I am just pulling some names. Let's see. There we go. All right. I am going to send some happy mail to Leanna. Leanna, I'm going to say Bowie. I hope that I don't slaughter that name, but that is who is getting the happy mail, or what we used to call winner chicken dinner. That's going to be our winner for tonight, and I will send you out some happy mail. If you are not a patron, Leanne, please send me your mailing address via messenger or the contact form on the website, and I will get that out to you. Oh yeah, you don't want to use contact paper for your window cling. You shouldn't need anything for the window cling at all. Nothing. You should just be able to stick it straight to the window without using anything. Just pull your carrier off the back of it. I said, Leanne, I was just looking, saying hey to you, Lucy. I was looking to see who all was still in the group, who was watching. The winner was Leanne. Oh, well, I got corrected. It doesn't like her last name. So they corrected it. That's her last name. So, Leanna, please send me your mailing address if I do not have it, and I will get you out a prize in the mail tomorrow. I'm so mad at my postman. I had my flag up, had a package in there. They delivered my mail and a package and left the package I was sending out in the mailbox. And the flag up. So I have to run to the post office tomorrow. All right, guys. Did I get everybody's questions? Is anybody else having any project issues this week? Everything done? Can you change your name to Leanne? Ah, maybe that's it. Well, how come I got a delivery though. I got a delivery from Miss Sue. I will show it if she says it's okay. It was stuck in my mailbox. I didn't know today was a federal holiday. I have lost an entire day, guys, and I cannot get it back. I just don't. I did. I got priority mail today. Maybe only priority mail was being delivered. Maybe, but that was all that I had was the priority mail. Is it okay to show it, Sue? Sue gave me something that I really need. You guys know how I am notorious for losing the pen for my art glitter glue. I have tried magnets on the thing. I've tried everything. Okay, that explains it, Jamie. Maybe it'll go out tomorrow. I've tried everything, but I'm constantly losing my pens. So Sue got me a glue stopper. How cool is that? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. So now I don't have to, when I lay it down on my desk, I don't have to go searching. Well, like now for the pen that I had in there when I took out. I've already lost the straight pen, Sue, that I took out up there. I can never keep up with the straight pen. I will not lose that. So, I love that. Love, love, love. Thank you so much, Sue. And she sent me an awesome little card with it, too. Yeah, I saw the crown. She got me a crown. Really, really cool. That's what I told her. I wasn't expecting anything. Early birthday gift. And now every time I use my glue, I'll think about Sue. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate everybody joining me. Don't forget, if you have any questions on Design Space or any projects, post them in the groups. If you're a Patreon, post them in the secret groups. You guys will come first. You know that. If you're not a Patreon, please consider joining. Several tiers available for everybody. My birthday is October 26th. I'm getting old, guys. Getting old. Please, yes, give a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. Turn on notifications. You want the little parentheses around the bell so that you can get notifications when I go live. And what else? Don't forget, there's only, well, tomorrow, Wednesday morning, it'll be a different sale, so that your create your own bundle deal is going away, guys. Got one more day. You guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next Monday. And you guys don't forget to visit our patrons. I'm going to show you those one more time too before I turn everything off.